I would go through the rapids with a small raft to see, does a raft survive these 3 consecutive rapids?
Right.
Or a very simple thing, Christian Bale in Rescue Dawn. He plays a German-born Navy pilot who is shot down 40 minutes in his first mission over Vietnam or Laos. He actually was the only American POW who managed to escape from Pathet Lao and Viet Cong captivity. An incredible story. And Christian Bale, who plays a part of him, and they're starving to death, almost starving to death. And they get some food that is infested by hundreds and hundreds of wriggling maggots. And we used maggots that native people would eat, but they would roast them, not alive and still wriggling. So, and I said to Christian, that was what Dieter Dengler, the real character, told me they had to do. There were nutrients, a lot of nutrients in these maggots. They ate it. And I said to Christian, you know what, give me the plate and give me a spoon. I'm gonna eat a few spoonfuls, which I did. And he said, oh, come on, stop it. Let's roll the camera and I'm gonna get over it quickly. So he did. And that was one of the very, very few moments of controversy between the two of us, because I told him, and he didn't hear it, apparently. I told him, Christian, you know what? You stop eating when you had it. And he kept eating until the plate is empty. And then I say, cut. And he said, why didn't you say cut before? What happened? And I said, Christian, you are the one who should have said cut, but he didn't hear it. And he was kind of miffed. But those moments, they do happen, and they are unexpected on a set. That's movies.
Yeah. Right. I guess those moments do happen. So it does strike me, though, that...
But I tested it first, you see.
But you seem
I would
to do that
always test it first.
It seems like that's... the Israelis have a theory of leadership, which is called follow me, where they take the highest value person on the team, the general or the colonel, and he goes into danger first because the morale of the troops is so much heightened when you see a leader saying, I will actually take that kind of a risk. That seems to be a part of how you get the fanatical loyalty.
There's a very long tradition. Alexander the Great, for example, always on foot with his soldiers. He would not ride on his horse. He would be on foot thousands of miles. He would be the first to climb the ramparts on a ladder. He would be the one who, when they were thirsty and almost dying from thirst, one soldier collected a helmet full of water, bit by bit, drop by drop. And when the thirst was at its worst, this footman comes and steps in front of Alexander and says, I saved this for you, drink this. And Alexander looks at it and spills it away, and he says, too much for one, too little for all, and marches on. So that's leadership. Or Hannibal, who crossed the Alps on elephants. He would sleep with his soldiers at the outpost, wrapped in his coat. And he would lose an eye crossing an ice-cold river south of the Alps. And he would do things that nobody else in his army would ever do.
Do you feel that this aspect of leadership, of putting oneself in the greatest situations of risk and harm, is...
No, you avoid harm if possible.
Well, of course, but...
You eliminate harm before it even appears. You see, you have to be prudent. And in any kind of business, including the business of warfare, you have to evaluate a situation, and you have to try to avoid the danger for anyone, the leader and the troop. You better stay out of it. and you use all sorts of military trickery, deceit.
Right.
You use ambushes. You use the so-called cowardly things, and before you really put anyone into very grave danger, eliminate whatever you can. Sometimes you can't eliminate everything, but cheat.
Of course, and lie.
And lie and
Yeah,
trick.
absolutely.
And I liked, by the way, comes to mind, Jesse Ventura, who used to be a bodyguard of the Rolling Stones, by the way, and he used to be a studio wrestler who played the bad guy, by the way, in the ring, completely stylized. And he became governor of Minnesota. And I always liked him for his down-to-earth approach. And he said once about his time in the ring as a wrestler, as one of these WrestleMania people. And he said, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. So I really like him for that.